back on In Focus. I'm Steve Highsmith. We're talking about end-of-life patient care, how important it is, and the support that is needed, particularly when it comes to children. Gail Enderweiss joined us for the first half of our program today. And joining us now, Laura Tomei is still with us, Keystone Hospice Creative Arts and Complementary Therapies Program Director. And we're joined now by Sonal and Ashish Gandhi, parents of a child who has been involved with Keystone Hospice for more than a year now, I guess?
Absolutely,
That's right.
Yeah.
How has that gone for you, Sonal?
It's been great. It's been absolutely great. You know, when we first went towards this path, we were a little nervous, not knowing what to expect. And it's been more than what we expected. I mean, the best thing has been that they have provided us the support system that we needed to help us get through the challenging times that we need to get through with Yash's health.
Yash is how old now?
Yash is 8 years old.
8 years old. And you've known for most of his life that he has, what, eye cell disease?
He has eye cell disease, yes.
And what is that, Ashish?
He was diagnosed at 1 year old. It's a lysosomal storage disorder. It's a rare genetic disorder in which is a missing enzyme. And as a result, it affects pretty much his whole body. So he's very short for his age. But it affects mainly his heart and his lungs.
And you, I suppose, went through normal therapies, and there's a progression in the illness, and so early on, he did not need any extraordinary care, correct?
That's absolutely right.
But you made the decision for hospice for what reason?
We came to the point when reality, was there that Yash having a terminal disease, we had two options. Well, we were given only the one option, and the option was pretty much just, keep continuing coming to the hospital when he's very sick, given the options of doing different intervention therapies. And we thought really hard about it after one pretty serious illness that we didn't want to do that. We really had always believed that Yash's quality of life was the most important thing, and felt we couldn't really do that in the hospital. We'd reached a point where we didn't want to do that anymore. And we didn't know what to do. Our doctors, every time we went to the hospital, they were given different options. Maybe you can do this, maybe you can do this, and we didn't want any of that. So we talked about it, and we said, we'd heard about a hospice, and we said, why don't we go down this path? We didn't know how much time we had left with Yash, but we said, well, let's do the right thing. And like you said, we've been with Keystone Hospice now for over a year, and it was the best decision we made.
And Laura, tell me, how do you work with Yash? I mean, what do you do when you walk in? Has it changed over the course of that year?
It changes depending on how he's feeling. And I think when I first started coming to see him, he was actually going through a series of respiratory infections, which he's very vulnerable to. And he wasn't able to do a lot. But the two things Yash loves are his yogurt and his music. And Sonal had made that decision, and it's really important to say that's one of the reasons you came on to hospice, is because you said tracheing him or doing some of these more invasive procedures are going to take away the two things he loves, and that's his baseline quality of life. I love to sing, I love my music. So sometimes if he's not feeling well, I might do something that's more of a receptive activity. I have a big tambourine that he loves to lay on. I think he likes the vibrotactile stimulation on his chest. And we'll do little tapping games, and I'll do most of the singing, and we'll sort of scale down favorite songs and experiences and movement activities. Or we have an Elmo doll, and sometimes Elmo does the movements if Yash is too tired and feeling too sick to do the movements. But we still have music play. And then when he's feeling better, he can do the hokey pokey, he can do the duck song, he can do that. And so it's all, and the important thing is that a lot of children's music is very fast-paced, and it doesn't really fit the needs of special needs children. So that's why music therapy, we're trained to adapt in the moment to the child's needs. And so I'm always adapting.
And Ashish, have you noticed a change in Yash since Laura's been involved and since Keystone has been involved?
Most definitely. I think, with some of the hospitalizations, he would come home and he would just be exhausted because they would do all kinds of different interventions. He wouldn't really get to sleep properly. But having this home care with hospice enables him to do things as much as in a normal sense as possible.
Well, let's bring him out. Gail, why don't you bring Yash out, and Kavi, Yash's brother, why don't you come out too, and they'll take a seat on laps there. Laura, when you work with Yash, you're also working with Kavi, you're also working with the parents involved. What do you tell them or advise them or try to be sensitive to with them?
Well, a lot of times it's me making suggestions. They're very in tune to what their children need and what's going on. And a lot of times, Kavi and I wrote a song together last summer, and it's actually on the Keystone website.
Oh, what's the name of it? Do you have the name of the song?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti music.
Spaghetti music. Cool.
And a lot of times we're doing things to help them play together, even when Yash is unable to play at the same level as Kavi, but we can make up games that they can both participate in at their distinctly different levels. So.
And sometimes do the parents in general just need a break? And are you the break giver? How does that work?
Sometimes.
Or is that too simplistic?
No, I think it's helping us get through critical situations, you know, getting through things that there's a disruption of your life. That doesn't completely go away, but it helps you getting through and cope with it and bring in the normal things that families do.
Do you talk with Laura a lot? I mean, in other words, do you sort of have an adult conversation about, wow, this is how I'm feeling today, and wow, I wish I could do this, or this isn't going well, or whatever?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's one thing that we've found very, very beneficial with Keystone Hospice, especially that the communication with the team and with us has just been phenomenal. You know, we communicate regularly. If there's an issue that they're seeing, we'll talk about it and just say, okay, how can we help get over this? I get tough days, you know, she just gets tough days. It's a tough situation, and just being able to talk to someone who can give us ideas of just what to do, this really is priceless.
And do you find that music therapy is the main form of art therapy, or is there also, you know, the painting arts, or are there other types of arts that are involved?
Well, there are different therapies that we use for different reasons. Music therapy for Yash because it's absolutely something that can be used when somebody is unable to participate in any way, and it also can invite them to participate at a much more active level.
Do you have to be sort of a tough person too and say that's enough TV?
Actually, those guys are always waiting for us, and Kavi, the art therapist, works with Kavi. So Kavi has his own special sessions with Dana, our art therapist.
Okay.
Our movement therapist also does joint visits. I'll do joint visits or particular visits with just Yash, and the dance movement therapist works with the both of them to establish a normalized play relationship, which is hard when you have a little brother that's sick sometimes. So
well, you all are great. First of all, you're obviously great parents for Kavi and Yash, and great for talking about all this issue with us. And Laura, keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And keep up with spaghetti music, because it sounds like a winner. It sounds like the start of something big, you and Yash. Yash, if I could reach you from over here, I'll high five. I'll do that in a moment with you. How you can find out more about end-of-life care and the issues surrounding it in a moment on In Focus. Stay tuned.
Seven out of 10 Americans have credit card debt. Like this single mom who couldn't make ends meet and fell behind on her payments. Or this couple who considered bankruptcy because of their debt.
Call American Debt Specialists now and you can reduce or eliminate your debt fast for good. You'll have one low monthly payment that fits your budget. It's simple, legal, and proven.
It was amazing.
I'm glad I made the call.
Call 800-286-1603 now.
From In Touch, Charles Stanley.
One day I was down praying and I was really hurting badly and I was a little discouraged. It's like the Lord said to me, this is the way you're going to win this battle. I want you to see everything that happens to you is coming from me because I'm in control.
Charles Stanley, teaching from a lifetime of walking with God on In Touch. Sunday at 7.
To find out more about how we can make that comfort and fullness of each day more meaningful, check out the issue. You can start with Keystone Hospice, and for more information, check them out online at Keystone Care. Go to www.keystonecare.com. That's keystonecare.com. And that's In Focus for this week. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve Highsmith, and enjoy your morning. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.
IPHL 17, a Tribune Broadcasting station.